Well, executive producer and creator Kimberly Clarke is behind the new Angel Studios series called Miracles. It's hosted by Bear Grylls, and it's a powerful collection of true stories that show God is still at work in the world today. And through each episode, viewers witness remarkable moments of hope, healing, and divine intervention that point to a God who still does the impossible.
Pieces of my vision kind of left me. It was kind of like how my life was falling apart when I was a teenager.
When I woke up, I found that I wasn't in my bed. I was in the back of an ambulance. It was the most disorienting thing in my whole life.
Something went horribly wrong. I can't get out of this pain. I believe God could heal me, but would he heal me?
Before medical school, I had never seen a miracle. I've never heard of a miracle. But when I started medicine, I started seeing something happening.
What happened? I don't know. But he can see.
Miracles are happening all over the world.
I instantly knew something had shifted.
This is a completely medically anomalous outcome.
That is not a thing. MS does not get cured.
God is not limited by what we consider the possible.
There was no clear naturalistic explanation.
Somehow, these dying patients were surviving.
How do you describe that? That is a miracle.
It looks so good. And we've got Kimberly Clarke here with us live in the studio. Kimberly, thank you so much for being with us today.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's get right into it. But before you really started to, obviously, you're executive producer, you're creator of this new series called Miracles. You actually experienced a miracle in your own life. But I also heard that even before that, you really didn't hear of anyone that experienced miracles.
Right.
Talk about that.
Well, I grew up in the church, but I was unfamiliar with miracles actually happening. I never had met a single person who had a miracle. I didn't hear of, a testimony about a physical healing. So I had a 20-year back injury, and it had come and gone over the years of just really bad pain. I was getting shots in my back. I'd gotten an MRI and done all of that stuff, and they're basically like, oh, you're gonna have to have surgery. And I was like, I'm not doing surgery. I'm too young for surgery. I don't wanna do that. So whenever I went and whenever I had my healing, I actually was going to hear my friend and partner, Joanne Moody, share her story.
Okay.
So I didn't even go for healing. And I just went to hear her story.
Her story is in the series,
it's
right?
episode 3.
Okay.
And so I heard her amazing testimony.
Wow.
And then whenever she prayed for me, the Lord Jesus healed me.
Wow.
Instantly. And so my whole life changed. I have a necklace with my children's birth dates and 4/6/2018 on it.
Wow, which is the day you were healed. Oh my goodness. Well, what led you to the creation of this series?
Well, after I was healed, I guess I just kept saying out loud, how did I not know? And I just couldn't imagine. I led a very robust life. The Lord's been very kind to me. I've traveled a lot. I had met so many people, but no one had told me. And I just thought, I have to share what I've learned. I have to share with people what God's doing today. It's not just from the Bible. It's not stories that we can, I go back and read that. It's actually happening. And as soon as I started looking for them, they're everywhere.
Wow. Yeah.
Everywhere.
Yeah, that's so true. That's powerful. Well, yeah, I mean, Miracle is Angel Studios. That's the production company behind it. Can you just give us a little bit more explanation of what viewers can expect to see?
Sure. So we have, our platform is Angel.
Yeah.
And we have 8 shows, 8 different shows. We just released episode 6.
Awesome.
And so the viewer can expect to see all sorts of miracles that have been, we have the medical records and science to prove that they're real. We don't need that as believers, but it's always nice to have that. I mean, that's really captivated me once I started researching and partnered with Global Medical Research Institute. It was really amazing. So they can expect to have live music, not really, I guess, live listening on different platforms, but music and an immersive experience of God.
That's
really
amazing.
the goal.
Yeah, and then you guys have Bear Grylls as the host.
Yes.
Like, that's pretty amazing. How did
Yes.
you guys get Bear Grylls?
We really just prayed about it. We're like, Lord, who do you want to line up? It's your show.
Yeah.
And it just worked out. Everything fell into alignment with Bear. We're so thankful to have him.
Yes.
He's a wonderful person to reach. We want to reach everyone.
Right.
You know, we want to reach people who don't know about the love of Jesus. We want to reach believers who don't know about miracles. And then we also want to appeal to those that are actively running with the Lord in miracles, signs, and wonders.
Yeah, it's really cool. He's a strong believer.
Yes.
Yeah, that's awesome. Well, you obviously, like, how did you even begin to, like, vet the stories that you wanted to tell throughout the series? Because you combine faith, but also medical science as well. And sometimes those worlds don't really collide.
Well, about 5 months after my own healing, I was desperately chasing Jesus. Like, I had to understand what happened to me. Because I didn't just have physical, I also had emotional healing. And I ended up meeting Dr. Josh Brown, and he's episode 1, where we share this foundation of this whole series, which is he, you know, had a miracle of brain cancer. He was 18 months to live, and his journey of seeking Jesus as a believer who didn't know about healing took him on a journey to where he founded this institute. So what we did is, as soon as I started finding out about this proof, that's really where we went with it. We're like, okay, let's let's find out about miracles, let's gather reports and give it to them to give us the seal of approval.
Yeah. Oh, and I also love this about the series is that you guys have experts, like science, medical experts that are really kind of critiquing and really giving their point of view. That's powerful. How were you guys able to do that?
Well, the Browns really get the credit for that because they have done a legacy of work. Dr. Candy Brown got her MA, BA, and PhD from Harvard.
Wow.
They published her books called Testing Prayer. So they actually write about the journey they went on seeking healing for Josh's own, his own miracle. And they vet miracles. They've had peer-reviewed in medical journals, peer-reviewed and published in medical journals. These stories of just wild, amazing miracles. And so they look at each story and they have experts in all different fields review the records and then share their opinion in each episode about the story.
I love that. I love that. Well, so many of the individuals that, we witness and watch throughout the series, they were at the lowest point of their lives when they experienced a miracle. Like, how did that resonate with you personally?
Yeah, each story is different, and I definitely was in a season of change, and the Lord came in like everything changed for me, because sometimes it's easier to talk about a physical healing because we have a front. We don't really share sometimes what our own pain. So like there's been different levels with each story I can connect in so many different ways. What I love is the Lord heals in so many different ways. So we really try to share that. When you look at each of the stories, sometimes someone prays for someone, sometimes a group is praying, sometimes it's sovereign. And so I love, being able to connect on all different levels with each of the stories.
Yeah, that's so powerful. Well, you also, I wanted to talk about this, created like original music for the series, but then also a fashion line. Can we talk about that? I love this.
Well, we as a team really wanted to make a difference. We really want to we want to appeal to everyone. That's been a goal in the series, in the production. We wanted to have the most excellent production. That's the same quality that you would see if we weren't like technically labeled a Christian show, right? And so the music, we brought on Josh Silverberg, who's just the most amazing human being. He has a ton of experience in both the Christian and secular music. So we created this original music soundtrack, and just to have this incredible, I say it's a conduit to heaven, the soundtracks of my life. You can really see like the seasons I was in by what was the music I'm listening to, right? Are we contending? Are we grateful?
That's so true.
And so we wanted an immersive experience. So at the end of each episode, we have a 3-minute worship video.
Wow.
So they get to hear the story of God, what he did, and then have some experience of music at the end to kind of let it settle. And so that's been amazing. And then the fashion line, we brought in Shahan Abrams, which is this amazing creative who worked with top brands. He's got a ton of experience and kind of in fashion forward. We call it elevated fashion. Because I myself thought there was space for some higher fashion in the Christian
Yeah,
market.
absolutely. And I mean, I just saw some big names like Rita Springer, Tarian,
Yes,
as well.
Phil Wickham.
Oh my goodness.
Natalie Grant, Ryan Ellis.
Wow.
Andrew Ripp, and then we have a brother sister, Evan and Eris Ford, who are amazing that sing in the songs too. So we're so thankful. We're just
absolutely. God's doing really powerful things. Well, last question. I mean, what do you really want audiences and viewers to walk away with after watching the series?
The scripture of my life that God gave me whenever I was healed was Jeremiah 33:3. So I always pray for anybody to have an experience of God, like that invitation to come closer, to go on a wild adventure where you ask him questions. So,
that's good.
and he gives you the answers. So my goal is to plant that seed of like, hey, listen, I want to share with you what I know. And then the Lord, that's all I have to do is just say, this is what I know, this is what I've learned, this is my experience, and then let people go on their own journey with him. So that's my prayer, is Jeremiah 33:3 comes alive.
And that's the one where God,
It's like a call to me, and I'll give you the
there we
answers
go.
you don't know.
Yes.
Ask me the questions.
Yes.
Let's go on a journey together.
I've heard people say that's like God's phone number.
Yes.
Like you call on
That's
him,
truly what
and
happened.
he will answer.
He did. He showed up, and it's just so exciting.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. Well, Kimberly, thank you so much for being with us today, and thank you for creating such an incredible series that I know it's going to impact a lot of people.
All glory to him.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Yeah. All right, everyone. Well, you can watch Miracle, hosted by Bear Grylls, exclusively on Angel Studios, which is available now at angel.com or through the Angel Studios app. And make sure you guys check it out.